Hey guys, today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Paris Vacation Travel Guide. So obviously Paris, I think, is one of the most famous cities in the world, and I think it's probably like one, if not probably like the most visited city just in the world as like a vacation destination. I think it's number one. So it is good to have like a travel guide because I think it's, because it's such a famous city that I think you can, and there's like a lot of historical and like very famous landmarks. So of course that it can be a little bit overwhelming if you're planning a trip to Paris to be like, okay, so there's like so many things to do. How will I know what to actually do and what's actually worth visiting? And especially because obviously if you're going on vacation, you only have a limited amount of time. So let's check it out.
Paris is situated in northern France on the banks of the River Seine.
Correct.
With a population of over 12 million people, the French capital is at the heart of the Île-de-France region. Paris earned her name the City of Light during the Age of Enlightenment, when many visionary ideas were born.
Oh, that's
It is
what
a
it's
light
called,
that has remained undimmed and which now attracts 42 million visitors a year, making Paris the most visited city in all the world.
It doesn't surprise me, actually.
Paris is a city easily explored by metro, taxi and bicycle. But her charms are best found on foot. Her attractions are never far apart. And in between, well, merely walking her streets is to wander through picture postcards.
Oh my god, people dancing on the street? What is it?
The ancient room of Paris is La Défense. This modern business district, filled with light and art, is testimony that Paris is designed for living
a giant finger. Oh my god, those sculptures are so
From
weird.
the futuristic Grand Arche at La Défense, the 6-mile-long historic axis of Paris leads us back into France's grand past. The Arc de Triomphe, built by Napoleon, rises from the center of Place Charles de Gaulle and offers commanding views of the 12 grand avenues which radiate outwards like a star.
Yeah, it's so pretty. So big, actually.
From the Arc de Triomphe, the Champs-Élysées continues along the historic axis. This grand avenue is where Parisians come to dine, shop, enjoy the theater, and to celebrate life.
Okay, but those are like pretty
Gradually
famous
opening
brands.
into formal gardens and majestic buildings, the Champs-Élysées merges into the largest square in Paris, the Place de la Concorde. Just a short stroll away is the world's greatest treasure house of art, the Musée du Louvre. Once a 14th century palace, today the Louvre is the most visited art gallery in the world.
In the world?
With over 35,000 artworks, her most famous residents are the Mona Lisa and the Venus de Milo. But be warned, this collection of priceless artworks and antiquities is simply too vast to explore in just one day.
Yeah, of course, it's so big.
Not far from the Musée du Louvre stands the Centre Pompidou, displaying the largest collection of modern art in Europe.
Oh, another museum.
Parisians are still debating whether this radical design is the vision of a madman or a genius.
It is quite weird. It's
Notre Dame Cathedral is situated on Île de la Cité, a natural island in the River Seine. Completed in 1345, this Gothic masterpiece, with her flying buttresses and gargoyles, has played center stage to some of the defining moments of French history and literature. Parisians see it as their duty to enjoy life to its fullest.
Yeah.
The Luxembourg Gardens, with its grand bassin, fruit groves, and over 100 statues and fountains, is the ideal place to grab a deck chair and play the Parisian at rest.
I want to look at the sculptures.
Nothing says Paris like the Eiffel Tower. The Iron Lady can be seen from all over the city. However, nothing can prepare you for the moment when you first stand at her feet, or the views from the top that you will hold dear for a lifetime.
Of course. But you have to look at it from like far away. Like,
Looking
that's
north,
perfect view.
the city rises into the hillside neighborhood of Montmartre. Once the artistic center of Paris, her twisting streets and narrow lanes were at one time the home of Picasso,
So crowded.
Dali, and Van Gogh. They
Isn't
are
there
the
a
perfect place to lose yourself
cemetery?
and discover those special Parisian moments. But you can never be lost for long in Montmartre. As long as you head upwards, you'll eventually come to a gleaming white crown, Sacré-Cœur Basilica.
Okay, like you just go north.
Leave the bustling city behind and step through the gates of the Cimetière du Père-Lachaise. Here, amid the quiet world of birdsong and introspection, you can pay your respects to Jim Morrison, Oscar Wilde, and some of the world's greatest minds from whom Paris is now forever
That's actually
home.
like very beautiful.
Once a day's coach journey from central Paris, the Palace of Versailles is now an easy half-hour train ride away.
Oh,
This
so half an hour.
magnificent 17th century chateau welcomes everyone, from heads of state to backpackers.
The maintenance it takes to keep this.
The River Seine runs right through the heart of Paris, creating a natural divide between her famous left and right banks. Of her 37 bridges, the Pont Alexandre III is considered the most ornate, while the
there's a lot of
graceful
bridges.
Pont des Arts offers some incredible vistas of the city. Artists and photographers gather here to
dude, the
capture the
sunset.
light, while
So
lovers
beautiful.
attach padlocks to the railings, as if to say, "This is Paris. Now we are Paris too."
Oh, there's a lot of dancing. Oh, the Moulin Rouge, of course. Oh my god, I feel. Okay, yeah, this was an excellent video. Oh, I feel like at the end of the video when they were showing clips, I was like, oh my god, there's like so many things that they're missing. It's like, yes, you know, Paris is huge, and obviously like it's hard to pinpoint like the most famous things because they have like so many attractions, so many things to visit that it's like, oh my god, I want to visit them all. I think it would be impossible to like condense all of it into like a small video because I think it's gotta be longer. Like Paris is huge and it has like so many things. But I have to say, one thing about like the Eiffel Tower, which I think obviously is like the #1 attraction. I think everyone wants to visit and everyone wants to see the Eiffel Tower if you're ever in Paris. But it's funny that it's even when they're showing clips of like when you're like just standing right underneath the tower, it's like I feel that's actually one of the things that I think it's better seen like from far away because it's like you can really do. I mean, it's different. I understand that it's different because when you're just underneath, you can see like the great scale of it all because you're just like, oh my god, like you're just there and you're just like looking up above, and it's like the whole thing is so big and it's so huge that you can really do see the scale and how massive it is. But at the same time, I don't think that you can really do appreciate like the actual like shape of it all. If you're not like, you have to go and you have to see it from like far away to actually like see it. But of course, if you're ever there, you just always you want to go on top because you want to see the whole city. I think that's only like I don't know, like I'm like, I think it's better seen. I think maybe an unpopular opinion that I think is better seen from far away, and it's not that important if you actually like go and stand there. Although of course I know it's so popular that most people will obviously want to go and see it, like, oh, I want to go and actually take a look at it. But you have to like, no, go far away. Like you can see it from a lot of places in the city, and I think it's like, oh, you can see it like from far away. But I love the cemetery. It's very beautiful. I think it's so funny because like it's a cemetery. I think there's very few cities in the world. I'm trying to think. I can think of a few, but it's not that common to actually have a cemetery as like a popular tourist destination. And that cemetery, I think, is one of the few of them because there are some of them all over the world. But again, it's not that common. But it is like it's very beautiful, and because I think most people would say like, why would I want to go to a cemetery like to visit? It's like, no, I think the cemeteries are quite beautiful places. They're very, and obviously because there's like important people buried over there, but also I think it's nice to see like all the graveyards and the stones and all of that, because they're beautiful. Like there's a lot of art involved, and also like there's like a lot of trees, and the pathways and all the streets are actually quite beautiful. So I would definitely like, it's kind of weird for some people, but I do think that it's very nice. And obviously like it's a famous cemetery. Well, of course you want to go and see it. But the actual like the cathedral, obviously Notre Dame is like probably one of the most famous churches in the world. Of course you would want to see if you want to go and you want to actually like see the thing and actually like enter and look at it. But I'm wondering, because I'm a little, I don't know that if, do they have like mass, like a normal day mass? I think they do masses like daily. I would assume, like it's a church. I think churches have daily like masses. Can you just go to like the morning mass? I'm wondering that. Can you like, I don't know, can you get your child baptized in that church? Can you get married in that church? I'm actually like a little, not come to think about it. It was like, I was like, can you actually like, if you live there, can you just like, use the church as normal? Because I'm guessing there's a lot of tourists. So I don't know how normal it is for the residents to actually like, use the church, or it's just reserved for, I don't know, like really important events. And no, just you as a random person cannot like do things in here or attend mass or something like that. Would love to know that. The other church, I can't remember what it was, but they also like, I think it was in Montmartre as well. I think that one was very beautiful. I would have loved to see it. I think they didn't show us like the inside of it all, but I would love to see it. Obviously, the Palace of Versailles, that's gotta be like obviously a number one thing actually like as well to visit. I think you can visit just in one day. Like you can just do it like a 1 day thing, and you can just like spend a couple of hours there, and I think it would be enough. I think if you're not like standing and actually like want to go and take at every little thing and every little detail, because I think that a lot of these places, even like she said, like the Louvre, and there's the other museum that I can't remember the name, but it has like a really strange looking shape, very, very modern, very very futuristic. There's like, there's like so many things to, especially when it comes to museums. And even I think there was like the other park that they were showing us that had a lot of sculptures, like with that and the palace and all those things, that like it has like so many little details that even though of course you can just go there 1 day and like you can really do like see it, you're not going to see everything, but obviously you can experience and just, for to say like, hey, I was there and I got a good look at a lot of things. But at the same time, it's hard because there's like so many things that you need so many days to actually, and how many hours do you need to actually like experience it all, because you want to take a look at everything. And I think there's like so many like artistic little details and little things that I think it's so easy to miss unless you're actually like, you're just staying there and you're just like really like, oh, I'm taking a good look at things. So it is kind of sad at the same time that you actually like do need a lot of time. Like you can just, obviously it's doable. You can do it and you can visit and you're going to have a great time and you're going to see a lot of incredible things. But it's like, no, I have to go there twice. I have to go there 3 times to actually like take a good look at all the things, all the rooms in the palace, for instance. Like, and obviously when it comes to museums, they do mention it. And I agree wholeheartedly. Like you can't really, when it comes to museums, you need to go there like a bunch of times because it's not enough. With huge museums, it happens not just in the Louvre, but in a lot of places, like in the MoMA, in the Met. Like there's a lot of famous museums, but it's like the sheer scale of them are so big that it's impossible to just like take a good look. And they have so many rooms that it's like, no, I can't actually like go and visit every room unless you really do have like, it's a good idea actually. Like if you already know what kind of paintings and what kind of art you want to see, it's like, oh, you have to make a little list and say like, hey, I want to go here, this, and you have like your little list, and then you can, okay, I'm going to visit those first, and then I can just walk around and obviously discover new art, because there's also like what's great about museums is that actually you can, some things that you've never heard of before, and maybe paintings that you've never heard of, you've never seen, you can discover them, which I think is great about museums. But again, it's like you can easily spend, I don't know, even up to a week in the Louvre and be like, okay, I'm still probably missing a few things. But also I think another thing that I think it's great and will look like, oh my god, that would look so nice, is to just spend, like there was like so many people in the river, in the scene, like just, just like sitting there, just like, I don't know, looking at the thing. It's so beautiful, especially at sunset. I can definitely imagine just like, I don't know, grabbing your baguette and your cheese and just like having like a little picnic, but it's not technically a picnic, but I'm guessing, and obviously like there's a lot of people that do it, especially in the summer, but it's like, it's so nice. However, I do think that this is so incredibly crowded. Like there's so many people here that you really do have to you have to like get up early, and maybe, I don't know, it's because it's maybe a little bit quieter, or you have to be mentally prepared for, because there's gotta be a lot of people, and it's very crowded, and obviously it gets a lot of visitors, but it's for a reason, like, because it is so beautiful that obviously everyone wants to experience it. But yes, I think that was a great guide, and yes, Paris has so many things to offer that it's like, yes, take me there, I want to go there right now. But that was it for today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.